delete it. So let's have a look at our time. Let's handle the deletion of our tasks. Okay. So so what we want to do is we want some kind of a function here, public shared function that we can call in our game window to handle deletion of our music that's finished, sound effects that are stopped playing. We'll put it as an update function and we'll put it into the update. So what we want to do is we want to go through our tasks and check if they're finished, and then we delete them if they're finished. So what we can do is we can go I equals, so how many tasks do we have? The amount of tasks we have is this many, so we'll just go dim I. So that's how many tasks we got, and then go while I is less than we should count, shouldn't we? So this should be dim count. Well, and then we go dim I equals 0. So I'm using a while loop because I want to control kind of when I delete things, it's going to reduce in size. So if it's less than count, what I want to do is check if a particular task is completed, is kind of what I'm trying to, it's completed. If it's completed, then we can knock it out of the system. We can add 1 to I. Oh yeah, it doesn't work in Visual Studio. We could go plus y equals I, but I'll write the whole thing. Right, so and then over here would go task dot remove at I, and we'll want to minus I think that should, no, we want to minus the amount of sounds that that we want to get rid of. What else? Let me check that. So we go task is complete, then we remove it at that point. We knock this down by 1. We knock this down by 1, and that we want to check that point again. So we don't want to increment. That's going to increment, so we might have to decrement, and then it will increment. Should be okay there. So we'll do a bit of it there. All right, that should be fine. And what we'll do is we'll call this in our game update. So we'll call that in our game update. Which is here. We'll just go audio.update, and that should handle the deletion of our task. Or one other thing, we should also close the file in our in our MCI. So we should do a close on it. Do a close on it. So we should have some kind of close sound. We need to close sound. Close sound. And we need to give it like a name so we know what sound to close. And then same deal here, except instead of closing music, we close a specific name that we want to close. All right, close sound. And over here, we should go use close sound to close the specific sound of that specific position. I'm not sure if this is going to work. So what is it? Sound name. Sound name. What's the sound name? Now sound names. And then we knock it out of the sound names list. Hi. So hopefully this works. So there's a bunch of things we're doing here. We're scanning through the task to see if it's complete. If it's complete, we remove it. And then we got to, of course, remove the max count. But we also need to, we also need to close the sound that we've saved in here, because we're kind of tracking what we've loaded into our MCI. And then we want to just delete that from our names list as well. So hopefully that works. Let's try it out. So you can see it goes back to 0. So it's kind of deleting and closing everything. So we won't overload our RAM. So that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. So just a catch here. Catch. Only works for wave. So really we should delete that. And we should force it to a wave. Play wave, be specific, play wave sound, and over here in type for now until we figure out how to wave audio, until we figure out a way to do this, use this technique for MP3s. But you know what, if we get rid of this task and not care about saving memory, we could still do it for MP3 as well. It's just the issue with the MP3 is I don't think it likes not knowing which form it's supposed to access. That's why it doesn't work. It seems like this is the issue. And if we put it in task, we can't give it a form anyway because it's on a different thread, whatever. It's just a bit of an issue. So for now, I think it's good enough. We just play WAV files when we do our sound effects, and we can play WAV files when we do our background. But we can also, but if you want to repeat, we do it like a loop. And the only thing we really want to loop is our background. We'll use MP3 and we'll loop it. So we've got a kind of a limitation there until we've sorted that out. But look, I think this is pretty much okay. And I'll see you in the next video.